Okay guys, we're just back at the ultimate singer-songwriter studio. It's a beautiful day. It's about 3 o'clock. It's 21 degrees, which, you know, is quite a bit for the UK. So, and we've got to start with the roof, which is not the best thing in this sunshine. But, you know, could be worse, could be raining. I'd be complaining then. Done quite a few bits since the last video. The reason we're here so late is because we went to look at another job traveling down from the northwest. So it was kind of like a 5-hour drive, and then we had to stop and look at another potential studio. So we're going to be doing a few bits today. Let me turn the camera around so we can see what we're up to. So most of the outside, I think you've seen on the first and second video. What has actually happened is the room has been plastered. So the plaster's been in. This wasn't me this time. You can hear our ambient and echoey sounds. But just to kind of remind you, haven't seen the earlier videos, the ceiling drops sort of from about there, it's about halfway, drops down by 10 centimeters. The wall angles in at the same point also by about 10 centimeters. So it's kind of like a little bit more of an acoustic vibe. Obviously hoping that's gonna sort of improve the acoustic. Obviously we'll have panels on the wall and that sort of stuff. Today is getting the outside of the studio a bit more sorted. So we've got all the cladding. I can show you that actually. That's the thermo IS cladding, which is in a pile over here. That's going to go on the outside, which is this pile here, so we'll get to that later. And we've also got some cladding for the back, which is the plastisol coated anthracite sheet metal cladding. The only problem is, if you saw the first video, the base ended up being very close to the building next door. So Jacob's gonna have to squeeze down there, and I'm gonna have to sort of somehow try and pass those metal cladding sheets down the side. We've also got an angled drill bit, which is kind of like an attachment that goes on the drill, which hopefully should give us a bit of a helping hand when we're trying to get the fixings on. So yeah, we're just trying to get set up. I think the first thing we're going to do is get on the roof, get all these temporary fixings off, obviously roll it back and obviously get that bonded on with some water-based adhesive. Once that's done, we can start putting the roof bands underneath just to finish that off and then get some of the trims off. So I'm going to get set up and I'll bring you guys back in a few minutes. Quick before the sun comes back out. It's too hot.
Come on.
Let's go, let's go. Get this bonded. God, show us what you're made of. Give it a bit of a blow off. Oh.
It's also pretty clean already.
That's clean, yeah. Roll back halfway. Get our water-based adhesive rolled on. As so. Jacob's got there, and then roll that back. Same on the other side. We're all good.
It's a really hot day to be bonding the roof on, but unfortunately the roof doesn't care about the weather forecast. It has to be done so we can move on and start the cladding later in the video.
When the sun comes back. Right, come on, better get going.
Once we've got the water-based adhesive applied to the roof boards, which are OSB tongue and groove, we can start slowly rolling the rubber roof membrane out onto the adhesive. In some places it already looks like it's starting to dry, but at this stage it does still remain sticky, so you've got a bit of working time. Not loads of time though, so it's not the moment to stop for a brew and have a live chat. Just get on with the job.
6 weeks of settlement and it's kind of irons. Yeah, just give that side a quick sweep.
But what if it doesn't need it?
Well, it sort of does just.
It's flat, it's getting worse when I walk on it.
We then roll back the opposite side and once again begin applying the adhesive. You want to make sure you get a good even coverage here without any massive splurges of adhesive. That helps the rubber roof smooth out nicely once you roll it back into position. Once that's done, give the whole roof a good sweep over to flatten out any air pockets and help everything bond down properly. And that's the roof membrane on, job done.
Come on man.
Should we get that on?
Where am I putting
Let's go. So that's a rubber roof all bonded on and stapled round. We've obviously got that top batten, so obviously Jacob can start getting the cladding on. But I think we're going to start on this side, or he's going to start on this side because it's a bit cooler. So we've got a multi-core going in there, so that's going to have to be notched out with the multi-tool in terms of the pink batten. And I've just got to get on this back corner just to sort that out. I've just stapled this around. We've got a bit less of a reveal here because obviously we've got the metal cladding going on the back and it's very tight. But yeah, got to sort that corner out. Vent. You ready? Keep going, see how far we can get. It's too hot. The rubber roof is absolutely boiling. I've kind of burnt half my body. But anyway, we'll bring you guys back a little bit later on. Hopefully it will cool down a little bit. Okay, so Jacob's getting all the thermo IS cladding starting here. I'll set a camera up for him there.
So while I pretend to do some very important work inside the studio to cool down, Jacob begins applying the Thermo IS shadow gap cladding to one side of the building. This cladding has been finished with a dark oak stain, and honestly it's probably the nicest cladding we've ever worked with. It's chemically treated so it doesn't expand and contract in the same way as normal timber, and it contains pretty much no knots, which gives it a really uniform finish and feel. The only thing I would say about this timber is that it can be quite brittle to handle, so you do have to be careful when transporting it and moving it around on site. We give it multiple coats back in the workshop before installation, so once we're on site there's no messing around trying to stain everything in awkward positions. And just to be clear, I'm only joking about skiving off in the studio. I'm actually getting everything ready to spray inside with the Graco airless sprayer. Very important work, mainly standing near a fan at this point, but still important.
So what I'm going to have to do is sort of mask everything up as far as I need to. Obviously get rid of these piles of dirt. And then this wall's going to be in green. So this is going to be like a feature wall. I think it's a little green colour, which I'll put on the screen. I'm not sure what it's called at the moment, but I will find out. So it's going to be green, and then it's going to be pretty much like an off-white on the rest of the walls. So what I'm going to do is miscoat this wall, and then obviously 1, 2, 3, 4 are going to be in the magnolia, the sort of off-white. I'm going to get set up now. I'm going to have to put a suit on, obviously get a mask on, obviously get all the paint ready, water it down enough so obviously I can spray a mist coat. I think that's the first thing to do. It doesn't really need any sanding because the plastering's obviously very good. But yeah, gonna get cracking with that. Bring you guys back a bit later on.
Where have you put all your dinner?
Well, look, look, this is the more glamorous side of the job, but basically I'm just about to spray the studio up. I've had to improvise, which the full suit and the mask and obviously protect the trainers, isn't it? So whilst you're doing that, I've got to get in there and you know, start spraying up.
While I spray the studio, here's a nice shot of the finished cladding on the side of the building, and I have to say it looks so good. This is the point where the building really starts to come together and feels less like a construction site and more like a finished studio.
Okay guys, just back at the studio this morning. I've got a few things to do. First thing is going to get a second coat of the magnolia paint in the room. Got to spray coat that. Jacob's just going to prep some of this metal cladding. So I think we're going to cut that sort of one side off that, or a little bit off that, so we can make a start on the back after I've sprayed up. Got the rest of the cladding to go on. Got the guttering to go on, so we got that there. Let's just have a quick look in the room, see what that looks like. Okay, so this wall's had a mist coat, so that's going to be the green colour. Obviously going to roll with that on next time. But yeah, it's looking pretty sweet. So that's the first coat sprayed on yesterday. Obviously, you can see it's a little bit patchy in places. Obviously this second coat will totally sort that out. When we used to roll the rooms, it would take probably an hour per coat with a bit of time in the middle for it to dry. With this machine, you can spray it in 10 minutes. And obviously the finish is much better. It's just kind of, obviously you've got a good plasterer, which obviously this is great plastering by Tommy, who's in Hemel Hempstead. Great plasterer, best I've seen basically. Yeah, if you get the right plasterer, obviously once you've sprayed this up, obviously it looks seamless, so it's fantastic. But yeah, the Graco GXF airless sprayer. So I'm gonna get my suit on, get my mask on, get set up, obviously get this sprayed up, and then I'm gonna give Jacob a lift around the back. We're gonna have to try and get this metal cladding on somehow. So that's going to be a bit of a mission, but I think there's 7 to go on. Anyway, bring you guys back a little bit later on. Let's see Jacob cutting this piece of metal. Here's a metal blade on this, which is quite an expensive Bosch steel blade. This is plastisol coated steel 0.7 mil. We got the Fez tool there. We thought I'd give it a go. Yeah? I think you say go for it. Yeah, we normally use the nibbler for this, but obviously just, you know, which is good for going around the contour, but obviously for a straight line, I think this might be a good shout. Well, let's just see.
This actually works really well, but definitely make sure you're wearing glasses, a mask and ear protection. It's one of those jobs where you think, I'll just do that quickly, and then 5 minutes later you realise you're covered in metal bits and questioning your life choices.
I'm getting sprayed by the things over there. Yeah. I don't know why we didn't think of this before. That's a perfect cut. It's so much better, isn't it? I mean, you can't really go that way with it, obviously doing the contour, but for doing a flat piece.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think it actually makes it less deadly as well.
Yeah, it sort of deburrs it a bit, doesn't it?
I mean, it fucking burns my skin.
Well, literally, you see all that? I was at the front, it was like...
This is why you got, I mean, I don't fancy breathing the metal squirts in.
No. Okay, so next job is to try and get this metal cladding on the back. Jacob's really looking forward to this bit because it is a job for him.
If it just stayed where it's supposed to go.
Yeah. Well, you can't have everything.
I don't know if I'm going to be able, I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Well, I'll hold it. Yeah,
I know, but...
So it's these fixings. Obviously we've got this right angled attachment.
Which is only, I can't, I'm going to only have one hand though. I can't reach around like that, I don't have space. I presumed it would stay where it's like, what good's that?
Well, you're supposed to hold it with one hand, aren't you? This could be interesting. Because basically we've got to get this cladding down here, which is super tight.
I presumed it was like, they would lock into place.
Oh, I'll tell you what. If you put it in a normal drill with a chuck, would it then hold in place?
I don't know.
Well, hang on, because it's
turned separately from its thing.
It's not gonna, because yeah, it's never gonna.
Because I can't do that because I don't fit in sideways. I've got to be like this.
Don't know how we're gonna get in there. We're not gonna get anything in there, are we?
Unless there's a way you can fashion this to be like straight like that.
It's one of those jobs we're just gonna have to try it and see what happens, I think. Because whether you're gonna get enough force to get the self-tapping thing to go, do you know what I mean?
Well, I think, yeah, it's almost like, you know these...
We'll be back. Right. So it turns out this Milwaukee driver has got a really small kind of barrel with the motor in it, so thankfully we don't need the angled bit, so I think we're gonna go with that, yeah? Let's see what it's like.
I suppose you're going to need that on the roof.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go first.
So we've pre-drilled the holes, marked those out, so there's no messing around. The main thing is I can't fit down the side because, you know, it's too small and I'm too big. But yeah, let's get cracking.
Bloody hell, you managed to get that on.
Yeah.
Good.
We've got it on. It worked.
Thank goodness they're the right size as well. Got 2 more caps.
It's fallen off already.
Trust me guys, this is actually tighter than it looks on camera. Fortunately, Jacob can just about fit sideways down the gap, which is handy because I'm not sure I'd be quite as elegant. Ideally you want a minimum of around 400mm between the building and any boundary wall. It just gives you enough room to work properly, fix trims, maintain the building and avoid having to breathe in like you're squeezing behind the sofa. Last sheet going on, just doing all the pre-drilling. Pre-drilling in this situation is a must. It gives the self-tapping screws a helping hand and also makes sure each fixing looks nice and uniform across the whole sheet. Although realistically, who is ever going to see it down this side? But we know it's there, and that's the problem. Such a mischief. Always in doing a mischief, aren't you?
Too hot for black.
Well, that's our uniform. Well, where's your t-shirt?
Well,
You've got 3.
I know, but they're too thick.
Right. I might have a thinner one, actually.
You know, like it's like the hottest day of the whole world. It's like being in the middle of the desert, and you expect me to wear like a 5 centimetre thick t-shirt.
That's all done now. Just need another piece of thermo cut in to the right size. Then obviously we have a corner piece which we make just to cover that corner. That's tight, but that's done. So I think the next job is Jacob's going to be cracking on with the front. Now that's all sprayed up inside, so you can take all the stuff off. Obviously take the door covering off, get all this clad, and then bar 1 or 2 pieces around the side. That'll be the cladding done. I think I'm going to have a look at the trim on the back. So I might be able to put a bit of a trim just on that back corner, which is the bit you're going to see from the road, which I haven't got enough to go all the way across, but just that corner there that pops out of the garage, I'm going to put a trim on that. Yeah, we're all taking shape. So let's get cracking on. We'll bring you guys back later on. We then continue fitting the roof trims and the cladding to the front of the building. As we're working, a couple of locals stop to mention how good the building looks, which is always nice to hear. I suppose it has been mostly battens and membrane for a few weeks, so this is the stage where it suddenly starts to look like a proper finished building, rather than something we've just wrapped up for winter. Definitely a bit of a transformation. Okay guys, making some good progress now. Got most of the cladding on. We can't do the last bit because obviously waiting for the armoured cable to be installed. Obviously that was to go behind the cladding. That corner piece just put on needs painting, which we'll obviously do next time. We need to get the guttering on now, which will be on the front, and it's sloping down to that side where there's going to be a water butt at some point. So we've got to get the guttering set up. And I think we're pretty much done for today. Unfortunately, with the heat, our camera's kind of given up, so can't actually film any of this. But obviously, I will bring you guys back a little bit later on when we've got the guttering on. We finished today on the Ultimate Singer-Songwriter studio. Got all that cladding on the sides, the back. Got a little bit to do there, just where the armoured cable is going to go into the building, so I want to leave that. We've got the guttering on. There's a little tiny bit of trim to go on there. On the side of the building, you can see we've got the cladding on there. We've got the corner on, just needs painting, or staining, should I say. Let's just have a little look inside to see where we're up to there. Doing all the packing away.
Yeah.
Good job, good job. So, but yeah, the rest of the walls are just drying nicely. 2 coats. Yeah, beautiful finish with the spray gun, and also Tommy for doing the plastering. So we're packing up now, we're heading up north. It's actually bank holiday weekend, so we're expecting a load of traffic, so we're going to try and hit the road. I think it's about 1:45. But we'll be back on this wall to finish in a couple of weeks, so check that one out. Thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.